I knew that I would figure it out. So I came to Vic in September of 2021 without a clue of how my first year would go, but I was lucky. I was lucky for a couple of reasons. The first of which was I had my siblings. They were the friends that I didn't have. They were the academic advisors that I should have seen. They were the mentors that I so desperately needed. Not everyone is lucky enough to have their siblings with them and to have figures like that in their lives. But please hear me now. Vic is bursting with a community of people who would love nothing more than to help each and every one of you succeed. I've never met people so kind, accepting, inclusive as I have in my time here so far. From students to administration, Vic is truly a special place, overflowing with resources and opportunities for its students to become the best versions of themselves. I can say that for me, things started to fall into place little by little. I really took my first year to focus on my academics rather than extracurriculars, and I don't regret doing that because university does require an adjustment, and I personally needed that time to figure it all out. So I didn't do much in my first year. One thing that I did found was that what helped me a lot was that I tried everything at least once, and if I liked it, I kept going with it. I spoke with the registrar if I was unsure about my degree. I booked writing center appointments for big assignments. Sometimes I never went back to them. I went to transition workshops where they would teach us how to write a university-style essay, and eventually I found my groove and I kept going. Before I started my second year, I made a promise to myself. I told myself that I would say yes to everything. Every opportunity, every volunteer experience, just to make up for lost time. And while that technique has been very, very tiring at times, I have to say I haven't regretted any part of it. It's allowed me to form really deep connections with my peers and also with the faculty here at Vic. I always tell people this story, but the first friend I ever made was a woman named Loretta, who works in the Burwash Dining Hall. She was so kind to me. One of the first days I got here, I went FaceTime my mom. I told my mom, like, I actually made a friend today. She was like, oh, like, what's her name? Like, what's the program? I'm like, oh, like, she's not a student. But I still know Loretta today. Every time I go to Burwash, I always say good morning to her. I have a conversation with her. Even if I have class, she makes me late every time, but it's okay. I always love talking to her. That's just to get a sense of community and the kindness of the people who are here. The staff here are so welcoming, and I can't say that without acknowledging Sarah. She's the person we all have to thank for this great reception, and just know that she will take the greatest care of each and every one of you in nurturing your future academic careers. The Office of the Registrar, Vic in general, has given me endless opportunities like today to give back to the Vic community, and I could not be more grateful. If you haven't heard this expression before, I'll share it with you now. I've often heard it said that university is what you make it of it, and that just means that there's an avenue for everyone. And the great thing about U of T specifically is that you have so many options. It's almost impossible to find two students with the exact same path, the exact same degree, extracurriculars, everything. To give you an example, my sister and I are in the same program, but that's where the similarities end. Like, almost everything about our undergrads could not be more different. And I'll even tell you a little bit of a secret. Once upon a time, I even wondered if Vic was truly the best college for me. I didn't know if I was going to find the tools here to succeed, and I'm beyond grateful that I stuck with it because being here has been truly life-changing, and all that I had to do was kind of open myself up to it. Now I wear Vic's colors proudly, and I tell everyone that I'm part of a community that puts respect and love above everyone else and puts its students first. I stare into the audience today, and I feel like I'm staring into the future, truly. I see future leaders here in front of me. I see a little bit of where I used to be. And if you've related to anything that I've said here today, know that things often have a way of working out and that you're already doing all the right things. Needless to say, you are all in great hands should you choose to come here. And hopefully this is the beginning of a long and healthy relationship with Vic and U of T at large. So congratulations again on everything. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions if you have them, and enjoy the rest of today and your time here. Thank you.
Right, everyone, I'm just going to welcome our last speaker for today. So our last speaker is Kiana Lewis from our Vic Black community. She represents many groups of students similar to you who advocate for students on campus. So she's going to talk a little bit about her experience as well as the community on campus. Welcome, Kiana.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll start off by Kiana Lewis. I am a third-year undergraduate student at the University of Toronto Victoria College. I am pursuing studies in health studies. I'm also the events director at Victoria Black Student Network. Being a second-generation Black Caribbean Canadian, I was raised by two hardworking parents who instilled the value of education to ensure I live a life worthwhile. I am truly inspired by the chapped hands of my father who tirelessly works as an electrical journeyman. I'm driven to work hard by the aching bones of my mother who works long hours as a PSW in a system that does not support her. My parents immigrated from Grenada to Canada, and I was the first in my family to enter the Canadian post-secondary educational system, which is a very daunting task. Growing up as a minority in a predominantly white area, it can be difficult to feel like you belong and to navigate these complex social dynamics. During my high school years, while I tried to fit in with my peers, I struggled to embrace my identity and culture. I often felt like an outsider and was unsure how to find my voice. I was frequently given very little opportunity to thrive both inside and outside the classroom, despite working just as hard as my peers. I was saddened to see that while my peers were being urged and selected by educators to fill leadership positions, I was not given the same opportunity. I'll be honest, I really never saw myself as a leader because I saw no one that looked like me to take on this piece.